Hello, this is Matt Moser at mosersoft.com, a partner with Alchemy Solutions, and today I want to continue in our series of SQL Server Connect. It's a quite powerful utility that Fujitsu COBOL has built in, and the utility is the COBOL Runtime Environment Setup utility, which builds an app.config file, which you happen to be looking at here, that interfaces with your COBOL programs. In this particular case, it's your main.cob. And what I wanted to cover with you today was some common errors or issues that you can encounter, and then how best to resolve them. We'll do that right now. In our two prior tutorials, we showed how to use connection strings, as well as using an ODBC connect. Today I'm going to create an ODBC connection to a Microsoft Access database, and as well as demonstrate a common error, and actually two common errors. So without too much ado, we'll go ahead and we'll continue. When I get going here, and we'll go back to this tool, and I'm going to go back to my COBOL Runtime Environment Setup utility. And again, please either use the COBOL Runtime Environment Setup utility or the app.config, but don't use both at the same time, as it can cause you some interesting results if you don't save everything in the proper order. As you know, from any programming, you wind up with trying to update records that are being updated from two different locations. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add a setting, and in this particular setting I'm going to name it Microsoft Access Database ODBC, and I'm going to click OK here, and in my ODBC connection I have running up over here, I happen to call DS Stock 2003. So what will wind up happening is DS Stock 2003 will be entered into here for this particular value. I am not password protecting my Microsoft Access database since it's local to me, but for your purposes, yes, you can do that if you like. And there is within the documentation, if you key in embedded SQL, it will show you how you can add that in there if you don't have it as part of your connection string. Continuing on, if we click on this DS Stock 2003, you'll notice that it's highlighted and so forth, and our MDB ODBC now points to DS Stock 2003. Coming up to here, we have our server list. Notice that this stays ADO.NET. It's default that comes up. Even though you've gone to an ODBC and you've entered it in, the system still leaves it at default of ADO.NET. And here's the common mistake that anybody can wind up with. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to go File, Exit. And if I come back into my app.config, which is here, I'm going to say yes to reload. It reloaded from the COBOL Runtime Environment utility. And I'm going to change my default from, rather than being SQL Server ODBC, to point to my new MDB ODBC. And now I'm going to press Save All, and I'm going to come back to my COBOL program. I'm going to do a build. I changed my connection around, and then I'm going to run, and you'll notice the error that we wind up getting. Okay, notice default, and it says JMP 0372I-U, error starting SQL environment, data provider. It's not finding your data provider, and the reason for that is because it was an ODBC data provider, not an ADO.NET data provider. So that little type variable is pretty important. So we're going to stop here, and we're going to say enter debugging, and I want to do a quick build just to clear out anything that's floating around in memory. and I'm going to come back into here, our app.config, and we could do this through the runtime environment setup utility if we wanted to, but in this particular case I'm just going to come right in here into the XML file for our app.config, and I'm going to change this to ODBC. I'm going to click save, and then we'll go back to our main COBOL program and we're going to run. And as we animate through the code, we're at this particular line, pressing F11. Notice how quickly it responded back. Since it's Microsoft Access Database, our SQL state gets returned as a 0, so we're all good. And we'll bring this down and we're going to say run. And there you go, your test completed okay. So that's how you resolve one issue with the JMP that you're encountering, and I'll cover another JMP in another video. So that's really about it. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.